Hi guys, welcome back. Here I will address one important point that is related to your career. Here I'm going to address SAP learners or the freshers who have completed their SAP training, SAP learning rather I will say. They have spent good amount of time on the learning the processes or learning the SAP things, and they have also spent good money on that learning. But after spending all these things, they are still not getting the jobs here. In this video, I will try to break down the exact reasons what is happening here and how they are going to, or what should they do different here so that they will get the SAP related jobs. So here I will take my first point, why SAP freshers fail after the training. Let's be honest, most training institutes focus only on the teaching of few transactions or T codes or basic configurations. They don't cover the business process, real-time scenarios, integration with other modules, various scenarios they have not configured in the system, the important areas they have not configured, testings, UATs, all these things they never tried. So when fresher goes to the interview and the first question they face, there itself they expose the gap. Question is, let's say, can you explain the end-to-end P2P process? Now students has no idea what exactly it. If I will take the finance example, means any FI learner, they know that how to post a vendor invoice through FB60. But in reality, FB60 entries are or non-PO invoices are very limited. So always we are working on under a process. It may be P2P, R2R, asset management, product costing, profitability analysis. You take anything business, basically actually we are going to simplify the business process. So that is why many learners fail here. I will not blame that their practice is not that good or they are weak. Rather, I would say that the training was not job oriented. Basically, SAP training, when someone is going for this SAP training, the purpose is that I will get into the job, particularly the fresher who want to start the career in MNC. So for that purpose, they are going for the training. But here, the thing is completely opposite. Next point is very important, SAP Consultant versus SAP Analyst. Which role is right here? When someone is going for the SAP career, they don't have much knowledge on this. They are actually not spending or they are not doing the research like how we should start the career. It is always a big confusion about the roles. Everyone here and there that we should go for SAP and we should go for SAP Consultant. Right? But actually when you will go for SAP Consultant and when you're going for SAP ecosystem, there are many roles are available. So if you'll go for consulting role, then it is, in this case, it is highly required a strong domain knowledge, project expose, real-time scenarios, like your academics, many things will be there because consultant is not an entry-level job. So consultant is coming like band 11 or above that. So that is why when you are being consultant, you are going to interact with your customer. So it is highly required that you should have that much knowledge. And when you are fresher, you have, let's say, some domestic exposure, you never work earlier in the MNC culture, you don't have much exposure on the different business process. So in that case, when you will go for after training, you will go for SAP consulting role, that time it is actually problem for you. Rather, you can say that as I have completed the training, so instead of consultant just running behind the consulting job, you may try with SAP Analyst Power User support role. Focus on the process execution, reporting, month-end closing, testing, documentation. And for a fresher who has just completed the training and could not crack the consulting job, analyst role are very often, or it is a real entry point. In my previous video, I already addressed these things and someone asked me, someone is there in a particular point as a fresher, so you can get a fresher consulting job. It is like hardly 1% or less than 1%. By chance, maybe any fresher you will get a consulting job. But I am addressing here the mass, and when I am addressing the mass, I will go for the higher percentage. Normally, as a fresher, you will not get the consulting job unless you don't have that relevant experience. Relevant experience, when I'm saying, you must have the SAP experience, consulting point of view. But that does not mean that there is no jobs in the SAP in the other role. Being fresher, very easily you can get a job on different other roles. It may be analyst or it may be power user, depends on your existing experience. If you have 1 or 2 years domestic experience, you can start with a analyst job or power user job. If you are completely fresher, just college pass out, in that case you can start with maybe end user job. To support this one, I have gathered here a few job profiles. Let's check those. So you can see here, this is a job profile related to SAP Business Analyst for FICO consulting role. Here couple of requirements are there, And if you go to this job description, you will find that it is a BA role. BA means business analyst. It's not consulting job, it's a business analyst job. You are not going to configure here the system configuration point of view. You are not going to do any IMG activities because for that consultants are available. So if you see these key duties, you can see here you are involved in the preparation of documentation. Okay, and again here you should have the knowledge about the UAT. You should have the knowledge about business process documentation while you're training, right? So these things are, you can go through this requirement. So here, like basically train the users on the SAP environment, because you are not the developer, but you have a good knowledge on the business process. You are familiar with the system, right? So you can go to, you can do the testing, you can do work on the deployment activities, right? So here, like you can say, always when you will go for any particular job, technology will be obviously HANA technology. So SAP HANA is preferred here, and experience on FICO is strongly required. But nowhere you can see in this particular profile the knowledge of configuration is required, because it's not consulting job. Of course, it is not a fresher level job because it's a business analyst job. I'm saying that if you have a knowledge on domestic environment and you have completed your training, you may consider this type of profiles, and I can guarantee you this is the salary what you will get here. It is much more than your current salary. Also, I have taken another profile. This one is related to, again, SAP functional analyst related to FICO. So again, the person have a strong knowledge on FICO functional modules, and not only one module is going to work. So that is why I said that process knowledge, integration knowledge highly required. So strong knowledge on SAP functional, one or multiple modules, right? You can see here, and business process knowledge is highly required. Many jobs are there where you can start your career, and after working 2-3 years, you may upgrade to SAP consulting, and that is the easy way to get into the SAP jobs. So once you have experience, then after that you can upgrade yourself and you can move to the consultant level. Interview calls if you are getting and you are rejecting, that means the profile, the CV, whatever you have submitted, that one is prepared on the basis of consulting profile. Maybe because of your CV, you are getting the interview calls, but when in interview telephonic round, they get to know the reality, they are rejecting you. So already we discussed a lot about the problem. Now, what is the solution? What you are going to do here? My first suggestions will be, don't give up. You already spent lot of time, you invested your time and your money. So instead of repeating the same cycle, like applying for the job, not getting anything, getting frustrated, you should focus on the job readiness. As at this moment, your target not to become consultant, because you are not fit for the consulting role. Your target is how to get into a better job, how to get into a MNC job, how to get into the SAP platform. So for that purpose, it is highly required. You have to understand the business process, various business process, whether it is P2P, O2C, R2R, product costing, asset management. It's not required that you are very well versed with all the configurations and all. I'm talking about the business process, preparation of various business related documents, preparation of UATs, functional specifications. These things you need to focus here. Many people, they are adding fake experience in their profile so that they think that they will get the interview calls. 10 years before, 15 years before, that technique was working. But nowadays, when resources are high, supply is high, everyone is going for SAP career, companies very easily scrutiny, they can filter the requirement, and only people who are really having the knowledge, they are going to hire you. Maybe because of your fake experience, maybe you will get an interview call, but in the first round itself, you are going to face the rejections. Or in the telephonic round, you will face the rejection. There you will find functional analyst, business analyst, or process associate, process developers, management trainee. These type of job profiles will be there. And when you are searching your job, according industry wise, you need to search. Don't go for IT industry, because consulting is related to IT, but this is related to business. And you need to start from the business point of view, right? And accordingly, your CV should be there. If you will go with the consulting CV, obviously you will get the consulting calls. Or in consulting calls, again, they will look into the project which you don't have. So that is why it is highly required. The CV should be appropriate. Your resume or your profile should be appropriate. So let me give you some examples. So for example, let's say in P2P or procure to pay, you could work as accounts payable analyst, handling invoice postings, GRR clearing, vendor reconciliations. If you have some more experience, then you may work on the team lead, right? Let's say you already have same process work, but domestic environment experience. So in that case, directly you can join as team lead, or you can join as management trainee because of previous experience, and you have completed the SAP learning. Companies are love to hire you if you will go with the right profile. If you'll go to O2C profile, so there could be AR analyst, so where they are going to interact with the customers, they are going to manage their credit analysis. Similarly, someone is from the semi-qualified CA, CMA, for them the best profile is record to report, so where they are going to work on the year-end reconciliations, GL reconciliations, asset accounting, month-end closing activities. Also, you can start working as a support analyst. Many support jobs are also available. So all these jobs exist in the MNC, and they don't require any consulting profile. There are few exceptions are there. Qualified chartered accountant, let's say qualified CMA, campus hiring is there, or maybe you are lucky enough you started from somewhere, but those are very few. But mass, when you will go for any like normal processes, this is the only way where you can start your career, and many people they are going in this way only. You can check this profile. His name is Dipayan. He started the career with end user in one company, right? And in fact, before SAP, he was working with other platform. Then he moved to SAP platform. Then he learned the configurations. He practiced a lot, and after that, he upgraded to the consulting role, and he got a, like you can say, decent hike. And right now, he's working as a consultant. Like this, you check with anyone, you will find that this is the only right approach, or this is how it is there. No miracle, nothing is going to happen, right? Just you have completed training or half knowledge, it is going to work. So these are the stable roles. It's not like these are low profile jobs. Yeah, these are the stable jobs, and this is the decent one. Target the analyst or power user jobs, because these roles are many compared to your consulting jobs, because consulting jobs are limited, whereas business roles are many, much more than your consulting job. So accordingly, build the profile, prepare the SAP oriented resume, highlight the process knowledge, right? So then only it is going to work. And to fill this gap, I already prepared this playlist where I'm going to prepare these type of videos, which is going to help you to get into your business role. I will not say that with this you will get a consulting job. For that purpose, I already explained what are the prerequisites are there. But if you are going to sincerely follow this, and you are going to practice in the system, whatever is required from the job point of view, particular job description point of view, I think it is going to work. I am also doing a lot of research from the profile point of view, and whatever it is required, I will add those videos. Thanks for watching this video. If you found this one is helpful, share with your friends who is there in this current situation.